Hey, girls.
I read.
This is so fun that we get to do this. So I wanted to share this with the company because you guys had something interesting happen this past weekend. While the company, we were celebrating President's Club, and there was conversations of what our people are doing creatively outside of your normal mortgage industry stuff. And we started sharing a little bit about what Miriam was doing and what Kristen was doing. And then we learned you guys were both at the same thing without knowing each other, because Kristen, you're in Houston, Miriam, you're in Utah. You haven't met, you don't know, and you go to an event, which is what, 36, 40 people max?
32.
32. And it was this location is Steve Sims puts on, which is the author of the book Blue Fishing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And his company is what?
Steve D. Simmery.
Steve D. Sims. Yeah, I mean, he's got the Speakeasy, he's got the distillery, so he's got a whole bunch of different stuff that he does.
But he's known for being the
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
The real life Wizard of Oz. So
correct.
he makes events happen and brings people together and does things creatively to with communication and all kinds of good stuff. So this thing, so Kristen, if you've been to 2 of these, if you just give a quick description of what happens.
Okay. So you get a location and they tell you what city that you're going to be in and what hotel that you need to book. And you show up and they tell you where to be in the morning at 8 a.m. and you know nothing about what you're doing. You have no idea who you're going to meet. You have no idea who's in the room with you. And they tell you when you get there. Once you get on the bus and you meet everybody, they tell you exactly what you're going to be doing for that next day. And everything's a surprise. He likes to do things that he sees every other speaker out there and everything that everybody says, and they always have outlines, who the speakers are, what they're going to be talking about, and he doesn't want to do that. Everything is a surprise. He wants everybody to be able to grow and learn in a different way, but also grow and learn from the individuals that are in the room with you, which is also important. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's so impressive that you just get on a plane, fly to somewhere, and then show up at a certain time on the first morning and have no clue what's going to happen.
It's fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Miriam, what was that like for you that first time?
I think the insanity kind of the situation hit me like as I was arriving in Vegas. It's like I have no idea what I've just paid this money to do for the next 2 days. I'm basically putting my life and my faith in, an unknown. But there's also something really, it's not only trusting, but you really are just opening yourself up to the experience.
Right.
So there was something really neat about the whole process. I mean, I'm an adventure freak, so I loved it. I thought it was really cool.
So can you describe, Miriam, what was the event? What did you guys do in this most recent event?
So he breaks it up between experiences and networking and meeting people. So, he takes you, for example, our first stop was the Metropolitan Las Vegas Police Department. So we toured the facility, and then the captain came in and spoke to us, who is not what you would think for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. She is a petite, gorgeous female who is as tough as nails, and spoke to us really about the perception and the relationship and how you assert yourself as a woman in a position where it's intimidating, it's controversial because the police does not have a very good rap in the eyes of the civilians, and how she negotiates that and how she communicates her authority in that situation. So everything may seem unrelated to what it is that we do in business, but it's all about business and it's all about communication. From there, he took us to Switch, which is one of the biggest and most unique data housing centers in the nation. Not only do they have companies like eBay, Disney, but they have part of the government that houses their data with them as well. And how they go about doing it, how they go about winning those relationships and convincing people that they are the ones that they want to trust with their most valuable possession, which again, you don't think it ties in, but it absolutely ties in with what you do. So we knew about those two, but then he was being very sneaky about what was coming on later in the day. And we had lunch, we had a couple of breakout sessions where we had him speak to us. And then he said to us at about 5 o'clock, he said, you can go back to your hotels, but you need to be back here by 5:30. And we're like, well, that's 30 minutes. Sure. I mean, we've been going all day. It's like, we're going to go grab a drink. And he's like, but you can't have a drink. And we're like, what? So
You sounded like him.
what's that?
You sounded like him right there.
Yeah. So anyway, we're all like, what are we going to be doing? And he took us to a gun range, and not just any gun range, but it's Machine Gun Las Vegas, where you get to shoot all of these exotic weapons. And again, you think to yourself, what does that have to do with what we do, what we do in business? But it's all about overcoming your fears. There was a handful of people, probably about half a dozen, Kristen,
Yeah.
I think, that had never held a firearm, let alone an AK-47 or an Uzi in their life. And they had to overcome that fear in order, to be part of the group and participate. And again, you think it has nothing to do with business, and it has everything to do with business. So it's very cleverly put together. This isn't just random events that he's planning for you. It truly has a purpose. And I think if you are prepared to learn and you have that openness, 100% you will get so much out of 2 days with this man. He's incredible. He truly is incredible. He is a wizard.
Yeah. And what's incredible is that he brings all people from different industries. Now, Kristen, can you tell me about, one of the, next to Miriam, one of the next most interesting people that you met there?
Love you, Rich. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So many incredible people that the first time I ever went to a speakeasy, I never had any idea who I was sitting with in the room. Mm-hmm. And I felt like, I don't think I should be here. I think I'm at the wrong place. Yeah. I don't know if any of these people are going to have anything that they could actually learn from me. I feel like I'm going to be the only one that's learning, right? So I was actually sitting on the bus, and I'm sitting next to this individual named Jeff Spencer, and we're just having casual talk, and we're just talking, and he casually throws out there that he has been in 8 Tour de France's, and he coaches Tiger Woods and Lance Armstrong through everything that he did through all the Tour de France's.
And you
and
too.
I'm thinking, what? Oh my God. And he's talking about working through getting better at everything you do, and your obstacles, your mental blocks, anything and everything that you do, whether it comes from your personal life or your business life and what you do. Fascinating individual. I never thought in my whole life that I would ever be sitting next to somebody who does what he does on a daily basis. And
did you know that he won a gold medal?
No, I didn't. No.
So 1972, he won a gold medal at the Olympics for cycling.
It's incredible. Now, keep in mind, he's just an attendee.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So that is so fun.
Because you really, you're so fascinated by the people that are there, and you literally have no idea. You're sitting next, the magical gravity socks. Like, who would have ever thought that we had somebody there that's a CEO of a company, and he's selling magical gravity socks, that Steve Sims wears these socks and everybody buys them because they pull the gravitational pull down and you can't fall over in these socks. Like, crazy inventions and things that you can do. Just the wealth of knowledge in that room it's incredible. You can apply everything that somebody tells you or teaches you into your business, no matter what it is.
I agree.
Awesome. So at the end of the day, Miriam, I'm going to ask you if you could kind of give me something personal you took away from that. And then Kristen, after she's through, can you give me something that you took that you can relate to business from that? Whether that be from someone you met, something you heard, maybe a speaker. Sometimes it's Steve. I've pulled some of my creative communication skills. I've completely stolen them from him. So go ahead, Miriam. Tell me something personally you pulled from it.
personal for me, the two people that stood out for me were really Sasha Larkin, the captain of the Metropolitan Police, and a gentleman that got up on stage by the name of Nick Santonastaso. And Sasha impacted me just because a woman in an environment where she really doesn't fit, you know, she's a police officer and she's a captain. And you know, to defy the odds that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what form you come in, it matters what your heart is and what your spirit is, number one. And then Nick, you know, born without any legs, with one arm, and this child at 23 goes around motivating other people, and his goal and his focus every day is on giving and contributing when he needs all the help, because he doesn't have legs. He doesn't, you know, he needs somebody to help him 24/7. So again, I think those two individuals to me embodied what is possible, and the fact that if you have the heart and you have the mindset, you can absolutely do anything you put your mind to.
And you think about that, and you think about, you know, our jobs are hard at times.
Yeah.
But it kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
Sure does.
So Kristen,
Absolutely.
give me a little takeaway that you can instantly kind of use for business.
Oh, awesome. So honestly, it's a lot. So the business we're in is definitely, it's relationships, it's personal, it's communication. And every one of the speakers had something different to say. And a lot of it, like, I think of it like this. There's some times where we feel bogged down. We're having a hard time getting out of bed. We don't necessarily want to work. And I kind of I rephrase it to like that Top Gun where you're like, you're Maverick and you just lost Goose, but you can't engage, right? And one of the big things that I take away from all of these in the business aspect is, even from Nick, no matter how hard you're hit, there is somebody else out there who is doing a better job than you, who has less. And it's very, very important to get out of your own way. I have what Steve calls imposter syndrome, and he's so 100% correct, because I'm more in my way than I think anybody else could be by any means. And he helps you recognize those things. And then the biggest aspect of it is he puts you in front of the who can help you fix that, and how they can help you fix that. And that's what's most important. And then he gives you all these tips and trades along with it. Like with us in the mortgage industry, the real estate industry is changing altogether. We have the Zillows, we have the Amazon, we have, you know, Open Door. So the dynamics of our industry here in the next 5 years are going to be completely different than they are today. So being able to move as a loan officer and continue to stay with it, and being an influencer and being a speaker and being somebody who is out there in the community who is directing individuals, you know, little things like go get yourself a QR code. Make sure you have all of your URLs paid for, because everything is going to be moving towards that to the future. Right. All the mini media things, you know, we talked a lot about today in our branch meeting. A lot of us like to take loan applications over the phone, right? But the market is moving different. It's moving towards technology. We're moving towards individuals submitting applications and doing follow-up questions and really getting to know those clients afterwards. And everything is becoming very automated. So we have to look for different ways on how to stay in front of our clients, whether it's our video messaging and, you know, on Tuesdays, do our touch base Tuesday updates and video the listing agent, video the buyer's agent, video the buyer at the same time, give all the updates in video. So really going above and beyond and doing something different that somebody else is not doing. And that's what he teaches you. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Ladies, I'm so glad that you guys did this together and that you're able to share this with the company. So if anybody wants to know more about Speakeasy or whether they should attend, are you okay with them reaching out to you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll put contact information in the bottom of the video somewhere. And well, thanks for sharing this with us.
Thanks for having us, Rich.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Kristen.
Bye. See you soon.
All right. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye.